Hello, YouTube world. Welcome to this anti anti uh, nuclear threat calming cup of tea. I don't remember myself being this anxious. I don't know. I look at people. So many people just going about their business and discussing some gossip and doing all kinds of things, and all I see and all I feel is rising anxiety about this absolute madness, with tensions being so burning like a volcano that is about to erupt. um, One of my subscribers wrote me, Veronica, I miss your videos, I miss your calming voice, I miss your insights, I miss you teaching us men about women's about how women's mind works. And some of you who followed me for a while knows that I did talk on this channel a lot about agriculture and our our mentality and in ways. But man, I'm just so concerned. It's interesting because people in the United States, they really think it's some kind of joke. Well, first of all, I really want to be back to peace. I want to be back to talking about beautiful, inspiring things. And I think it's important right now to create this kind of microclimate in your surrounding. It makes things feel warm, to make things feel stress-free and relaxing. But we had such a happy moment when we had the election, when we felt that maybe we can all go about our lives and not be worried and stressed about threats coming from all over the world. And now we have a situation where we literally, I don't know if all people realize this, we're literally hanging on a hair. And yeah, anti-stress cup of tea. Feel free to join me. I know I did not announce a live, and I also know that my internet is not so good, so please forgive me, but I'm working on it. It was such a bright burst of hope and thrill of hope, with we having fair election, people using their brain, not just their emotions, to vote what is the best for the moment. And then we have this total shocker. I don't know if how many of you follow and understand, but when Biden signed the agreement, he really signed a massive escalation. I think everybody who understands already, even if you don't know, you can see you can see the you can see the news, you can see this. But for me, people who kind of been into this for a while, that day signed it, I felt like I have a cloud in my chest. I'm just worried about the people. It is so obvious that he is going to ruthlessly attack just peaceful people, create so much more damage. And such an insane, incredible, outrageous escalation that is just so, that emoji was a brain explosion. That's how I feel. I mean, it's like he has to set the world on fire before he leaves. He just has to make it so nobody can reverse it, so we are so deep in a disaster that we may not even have time to save. Like, he absolutely needed to on everything. And and do such a move. You know, I was thinking to myself, he moves that. Why didn't he make that move when in a beginning to show that U.S. has power and they need to stop? Not do that right before he goes, so everything turns to hell for New Zealand to come. Guys, I'm just so nervous. I really did not mean to do anything political on this channel. I wanted to be about love, relationships, intelligence, you know, Slavic wisdom. I think I need to open another channel if I'm compelled to talk about some social events or political events. Some of you may or may not know. I studied. I was so into international politics when I was growing up. When I was in college, I studied political sciences. I know it's very weird, but I studied international ships, you know, different uh, areas of history, and I found it fascinating. But I really found my passion was to understand each other on a personal level. In a way, it is a bit of a um, international relationships, because you know I helped a lot of people to understand each other being from different cultures. Hey Stan, good to see you. Yeah, well, you good? I didn't announce anything, so you good? Thanks for joining. Probably says sorry only for people watching your great inspiration. Speak wise words. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, I have to spread the word better. I gotta work on my video quality, and also, yes, I don't know how well you can hear me. I'm very uncomfortable with putting you through the bad video quality or bad sound, but that's about to change very soon. Internet. That's all of it is about to change. But thank you so much. And you know, if you think that my channel is good, share with somebody who you think may be interested. Oh, I want to be back to love instead. No. Thank you, Levoyageur. I love your teacup. Thank you. So guys, can you call me tonight? Because I don't feel amazing about this, you know. I've been talking to some of my American friends, and they seem to be like, oh, he's not gonna do that, you know. He's not gonna, you know, do that. Knows that he's gonna get a response. And the way I know this um, tyrannical Russian government, the way I know them, the way you can understand, he has been in power my entire adult life. Like, like ever since I became a teenager, this person was in power. This person was in power, and we had the first very open-minded president for in Russia for USSR. That fall apart. Boris Yeltsin. I don't know how you pronounce it in English, but Yeltsin, and he was the most open-minded. He was the most freedom-loving, and yeah, and so, you know, as soon as he left, Russia went way back, way back. Russia and America had the relationships back in Yeltsin time. Yeah, but right now, guys, I don't know. I'm trying to work. I try to, you know, try to feel these things and just. But I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous about this. And I have so many people I love still there in Ukraine. But even if I wouldn't, it doesn't. I mean, it hurts on a personal level, but I don't know what it is. I just somehow I can just feel this pain, you know. I can just feel that. I don't know. I just feel very empathetic. I don't even know how anybody can go about their day and you know and deal with this, you know. Yeah, I'm waiting. It's gonna calm me down, Stan. I'm waiting your perspective. Tell me that it's gonna be alright. That he not gonna do it. He just want us to all free. I really I don't know. Really concerned this time. I still have friends that are in a very like hot zones, you know. I couldn't get a hold of them in yesterday and today. I think they don't have internet, and I'm just wondering what should be in someone's head to want to set the whole world on fire, to want to ruin everything for everyone. It must be really whole. It must be really like like what I call, you know, born without a soul. I don't know. Mm, I don't know, guys. I'm just my levels of anxiety are so high. I wonder what Trump is doing. I wonder if he's he can try to do something about this. I know he doesn't have official power. I know he doesn't have till January 20th have a legal power, but I wonder if he can do something, make some phone calls, put Biden to sleep, not just keep him inside and cancel um that stupid announcement he made. I don't know. Hello, Massachusetts. Roman Rogers, are you really a princess? Of course I am. I'm glad you recognize me. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I don't know how good or bad it is. And yeah, I don't know. I'm so worried about this. I'm just so I have this very weird feeling and it just doesn't stop. I mean, it stops for a little bit, but then it starts again. I just feel that there are certain people that are like many maniacs, you know. I don't know, like they don't care about anyone. They feel like their life is, they just, I guess, just want to everything to blow up for everybody else. I don't know. I don't know if I'm frozen again. Am I frozen again? I guess I could be, yeah. I've ordered a internet enhancer. So we'll see what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is that, but I know there are very few people online right now, but I'm thinking that if you guys watch later, please let me know what you think. Are you concerned about this at all? And the thing is, us threatening also, you know, also the United States. It's not just they doing this. They're not just doing this. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. My brain, I saw the comment and my brain is. Hi Jeff, I can hear fine, but don't think that I can say anything that could calm your anxiety. Seems like Russian people are just completely throwing me off about all of this. Is that when I read some comments on some shorts or videos with the rockets flying, you know, especially this hypersonic one, I read so many comments saying, yeah, you know, take them out of there, you know. So many hate comments from people. You know, during this war, seeing, you know, all the victims, all the tragic things, I've never felt happy when, you know, those soldiers die on land, you know, soldiers from the other side. I've never thrilled when they kill each other or torture each other. Yes, it hurts, more about your own people also, because we are just defending us. You know, they are just defending us themselves, but all these men, they are someone's father, someone's brother, someone's husband, someone's son, and it's just like, I don't know what happening to people that they allow themselves to write such things. I understand this anger toward politicians who take these decisions, you know, and create. That's how I felt about, you know, our current government. I was just like, why do they do this? When you think it cannot get any worse, they make sure it can. You know, you just wonder, why do they do that? Why to ruin things for us? But you know, when people are wishing death to their neighbors, like, I don't feel great when things are flying into Russia and those poor families and normal people waking up at night and maybe lost their family, maybe under the rubble somewhere. I mean, I would, okay, if to be honest, I would be, um, if that would be not thrilled, but I don't know. I feel there is a normal sense of revenge for those people who create this. Yes, I probably, you know, you probably wouldn't be crying either if people who create this will get um, held accountable or would get punished, you know, so to speak, for their actions. It would only feel fair. But, you know, when I read those comments, it's, you know, there is quite a significant amount of Russian people, unfortunately, who are, I cannot say the amounts in percentage because I really don't know right now, but many of them are just that propaganda stuff, you know. It's almost like it's like, you know, with mother's milk. Like, it's just the stuff that I read today, you know, and I decided, okay, I'm not responding, I'm not commenting, not writing anything, you know. But the majority of Russian people will never revolt against Putin. Yeah, you know, that's a shocker for me, because, you know, in 91, you know, people actually got so sick with all of this bullshit and all of this lies and all of that, you know, like Soviet corruption. So in 1991, they had this major, how you call it, major overturn of power, I guess, right? I remember that as a little girl, but I was very political even then because my dad was, my dad, since I'm 4 or 5, he's been telling me about World War II and, you know, everything. So I was watching too, and yeah, I mean, I was really a child, but I remembered on TV there were so many people, so many, I don't know how many, hundreds, thousands of people. Uh, I may be exaggerating, but I remember the things, like, I remember that everybody was frozen near the TV, like frozen. People were wondering what is going to happen. You have to understand, 75, how many years? How many years? Like decades, decades, decades. My brain, I can't right now, but it was so many decades of communist regime. And you know, it was no internet obviously in Ukraine and in USSR 1991, and everybody was frozen near the TV. And you know, Gorbachev wasn't, no, he really tried, you know. He was kind of guys that he was a lot likable than other leaders. I don't know, Gorbachev in English, I don't know how we say it, Gorbachev, but I'm just gonna say in a normal, I can't say it in, and I'm just gonna say Gorbachev. He kind of realized that this empire is built on a very shaky ground, and you just can't continue lying so many people for so long, you know. You can lie to a lot of people for a little while. You can lie a long time uh, to a lot of people. You know, you can try, yeah, 70 years. I think it's like 75. I don't know. I can't remember now, but you know, you can't keep forever lying. You know, you can't really. Um, Sometimes the end comes to everything, and so what Gorbachev did not realize that he could have stayed in power if he ended the Soviet stuff himself, but he, you know, it's like, imagine, God forbid, but imagine your house is completely falling apart. Man, I'm becoming warm. Remember, like, your house really needs reconstruct completely, you know, nobody lived in it, and the walls, there is mold, there is this and that, like, it's completely rotten, it's many things need to be replaced. And instead of really rebuilding it, you know, making like a major renovation, like a serious renovation, you just, you know, let I pretty paint and just paint it like it's a cosmetic, like cosmetic recovery. Let me just like brush it a little bit. It's not how that works. And therefore, he made a big mistake, was not trying to reveal the truth. It is that this not going to work anymore and start fresh. He kind of felt that he needs to add to freedom of speech, that to you know, glasnost, um, like freedom of speech, and he kind of tried to paint with a prettier brush what was going on, but the whole thing needed to be completely refurbished and really demolished to build a new thing. So yeah, but he tried. You know, many people liked him because people Gorbachev because Gorbachev. For those who don't understand my Russian or Ukrainian, many people liked him because he was a lot more open to reality of things too rotten. You know, he was friendlier, he was more, you know, relaxed, he was more he revealed also some of the things. He reveals some of these things, but it's kind of like you can't really do. You can have half measures. He really have some half measures, and that's why. That's why, because he didn't do the major change. He didn't admit the major issue. Therefore, you know, he just had to go because he didn't have the guts to do that. But he kind of went. He tried. You know, he went on that path. Uh, him and Ronald Reagan has good relations. Yes, I know that exactly. Yeah, he was friendly to the West. You know, he was realizing that this communist thing, the socialist thing, really hold people back. You know, that this USSR has such tremendous potential, tremendous potential, so much to offer. You know, in America, so many millions of dollars are, you know, invested into science, into medicine, into engineering, and in our country, in USSR, so many people left. You know, so many people left with their brains, with their capacity to create some major things. So many people had left. They could. You couldn't just leave. You know, when you live in communist regime, it's not like you getting up and like, let me buy a ticket. It doesn't work like this. There was waves of immigration, and a lot of those brainiacs, as I call them, left. You know, the brainiacs left, and those who stayed, you know, they had some achievements and some. Of course, obviously they had some achievements. They developed things. You know, my own father was an engineer, and he was he was creating, he was projecting things, on a paper. English, I cannot find the name for it in English. Like, if you see a machine, you draw this machine, with a special devices. It's like a чертеж. It's like a drawing, but it's like almost like architecture, but like an architect, but not, because those were technical machines. So anyway, my father was, how many years? 35 years. He was working at. I remember me coming to him already when I was grown, and he held this little book in his hand, and he tells me, well, not that this worth anything, but this is my 50 innocents. And he was working on polygraph, which is like polygraphy. It's like a machine that prints magazines, prints books, things like that. I remember how he always loved a good book, like a well printed, with beautiful like with beautiful prints, beautiful, that smell of the fresh book from polygraphy. I remember he had so much passion for it, and man, it's just so heartbreaking that it's like, oh, here in the United States, 50 innovations in polygraphy, like in printing, in creating printing machines. I probably, I don't know, we probably would live in a mansion. I mean, he probably would leave some, even major legacy. And it was painful for me to see that he realized how much passion, how much time, how much energy he put into this, only to just he just kind of showed it to me, like, by the way, if you want to, know something about your father, here's my inventions. But he was kind of sarcastic. He was very sarcastic in general, but he was kind of like, yep. But he still would do this anyway. In my videos, I talk a lot about masculinity and leadership and strengths. I think it really comes, from my father. I cannot ever imagine him, being purposeless, being wasting his time, watching like some serious TV. He was so about his craft. He was so passionate about his work. I remember at he would house at 4:30. No, he would get up at 4:30 a.m. 5:20 or excuse me, something like that, to go on the first subway train to arrive 2 hours before the work starts. So he can have 2 hours without the BS, without people having, talking about their dogs and cats and things things related. It was just, I'm like, why would you, when I was little, I was like, why would you do that to yourself? This must be so painful. Like, why can't you just stay in bed? Like, as a little girl, who has to go to school, you obviously don't feel that much. I mean, maybe some, but not me. And I just remember that passion, and I think that's how we see. That's how a lot of us, people from Slavic countries and Eastern Europeans, our men were kind of just really showing up in masculine ways. Of course, it doesn't apply to everyone, but that was kind of a standard. Some people stand out in other things, like maybe physical things, or like blue collar labor, or just. But we always kind of have that to counterbalance things, and and you just don't see this. I mean, you see this sometimes. I have to say, I do see this sometimes, but it's just so hard to see. And I realized why I could be in a relationship with a weak man, with somebody. I literally, I have this feeling that is just utter disrespect And I know it's a bad thing to say, you know, that you're disrespecting something, but I realize there is nothing you can do. I think that probably being with unmotivated men just defeats the purpose. You know, somebody who is unmotivated, doesn't know what he wants, can't take a damn decision, you know, like doesn't. I think there is something so attractive about a man who has a purpose. There is something about that that subconsciously drives um just draws you in because it's something, yeah, it's like a best cologne you can put on is being on purpose. I still need to do chasing versus pursuing, you know, for the channel. Some of you who don't know me, maybe watching for the first time, this channel generally is about relationships and things related. But right now, I don't know. I'm waiting for the resolution of the can't. I mean, it's hard for me to think about something else in a genuine way. Although I will start, I promise you guys, I will start, you know, doing our regular things. Hey, son, USA says, sounds like he was a very respected, proud man. Yes, thank you. Yeah, he was very driven man. He was very, um, now realize it more and more. He was about knowledge, about, you know, being, um, he would always go into depths on everything. He had deep knowledge. He had a huge passion in about literature, politics, history, and, you know, all these things. And he really taught me some things that were not taught in school. That into he was about, you know, how when you take the best of something, you know, it's like some people just they never go into that, just have such a surface knowledge of everything, and then they claim themselves experts. Yeah, but anyway, he passed away just a year before the war started. Yeah, it's gonna sound really strange, but I was, in some way, I was relieved because I didn't want him to see this. Um, because he still was living in Ukraine, and I some ask where I'm from. I'm originally from Ukraine, but I live in United States right now, and for a long time now, actually. Yeah, so I was, that was such a awful year without him. But when the war had started, I was thinking, at least he didn't have to be suffering through this and so on, you know. But anyway, guys, anybody gonna calm me down about about the nuclear threat? By the way, guys, if you want me to come and talk more often, I'm working right now on my to improve my internet, to probably get a new phone, because I was tempted to go live, but I know that I don't have good connection, my phone glitches, and I just don't feel good about that. I don't want you to suffer through all of this. So I am planning to get all these things. Some of them are coming shortly next week. And yeah, if you enjoy my videos and you want to support my channel, you can go to ko-fi.com and send me a message. You can write a comment. You can just follow, or you can donate something if you really feel like it. I mean, I would say contribute to the channel. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like donations is for like a person, if somebody, you know, really struggling. So please don't feel like you need to do something if you can't. You can also just share my channel with someone that maybe would enjoy this. But I'm trying to figure out what my channel is gonna be about. But I'm gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to start over in a way. It's interesting because the channel was about international. Generally, I opened it to help people from different cultures understand each other in a personal relationship, in a romantic relationship, and that was generally men from the West and women from the Eastern Europe, because there was this big tendency. Anybody who is in international marriage, you know, relationships are hard enough, but when you have people who also have different mentality, it's even harder. So I just wanted to share a little bit the insides of our culture. It's not just like, like talk about Russia like vodka and bears. There is so much depth. We have different mentality and customs and everything, and a bit more family oriented, but a bit more complex than some people could see. And that's why I just really wanted to help men to understand not just women's mind in general, which is almost impossible, but some of the aspects of Slavic women. And it's a very good project. I was very glad to help people to try to understand each other, and got a lot of good feedback. It's never in stone because it's people. They are living, they're evolving, but there were some principles that I was explaining to my dear fellow men on the channel. And once you understand some specifics about this particular culture, reality, or particular part of the world, you can kind of make your mind about whether or not it's for you. But now with the war in 2022, the whole industry of Ukrainian dating in particular kind of got it's kind of disappeared in a way. It didn't disappear, but it lost its demand, because I think people on a smaller scale, I know they would still match people, they would still do these things, but for normal, for normal people, most men afraid to deal with the war. I mean, I actually do have clients and people who went the war to Ukraine, and they told me it was a very experience, in many aspects of that. But still, it's no longer, it was not no longer like this major demand. And also, to be honest, I think it's very hard to it was such a shocker, to to my system, and to so many people. I was just focused on making some campaigns, helping people, and I think my phone is about to die. So good. Good, we can all go to sleep. Mm-hmm. I think yeah, it was more, it just kind of shook everything and messed everything up. Do you live in America? I like living in America. If I wouldn't like, I would go back, to Ukraine before the war. I've been living here for like, I don't know, 16 or 17 years now. But there are many lists still missing. So there are many great things that I enjoy, but there are just a few things that I'm missing. So it's never, um, you never stop being who you are. Sometimes you feel, mm, I don't know if I can say outsider. The good thing is I'm an introvert, so it's a big bonus to be an introvert. So I don't really need a lot of people, um, but I miss the connections. I miss a lot of things. I miss a lot of things. That's all I can say. yet I try to, what I can, I try to recreate at home. So, I don't know, Stan, if you're still here. Could you please put my coffee site and my IG site? Yes, I have my IG page. One of them has the same name as my channel. I'm just starting it. I just have a couple hundred followers, but another have a bit more. I old Hollywood, and I like old, like glamorous, feminine, beautiful. I have a like online shop, and I opened that online shop. I live in Michigan, in the United States, kind of like in the middle of it. So not so far from what it is, uh, Michigan State, maybe you know. And when I came here, my first shocking was why people wear this. Oh my lord, and what is this? So I always like glamorous and beautiful things, uh, and so somehow things just kind of fall into place, and I have this like fashion classic like furs and jewelry and watch for women. I kind of take my pain, my frustration not seeing beauty like around me, not seeing, you know, one thing I really miss about Ukraine is well pleasant people, you know, people that care about how they look. And I know in America there are some places where people do put themselves together, but it's hard to find. Not anywhere near me. And so yeah, I was so depressed. I started to get really depressed. I'm like, okay, so now if I have this glamour shop, you know, I can do photos, beautiful videos, because I have to. I need to, you know, put it on. So yeah, I have a lot of passions, and I'm blessed to be an introvert. If I wasn't an introvert, I would probably hang myself. I know it sounds horrible. Okay, this is too harsh to say, but some of the people that came now with the war, they have same feelings because it's difficult socially. You can't relate to nobody. Maybe for like young people, it's like if you're like 7, if you're a kid, it's maybe different. I don't know, but it's hard to relate. It's hard to make. It's hard to find things to talk about. But eventually you find the people, eventually you make some connections, eventually you meet other people that came from the same background. So and you make some friends, some new friends, you integrate to the culture. Sometimes, you know, you meet people and they're so on the same wave with you that it doesn't matter that uh you know, they are from here. So yeah, but it it takes a while. It's very complex. It's a very complex situation, but some people are meant to do it and some people can and some cannot. Guys, just a second. I think my phone is going to die. I am from, oh, just a second. Oh, my phone is about to die, guys. Oh, okay, maybe not now. Okay. uh, so yeah, if you guys have some questions, yes, Jason, are you still here? I'm going to send you an email, but important. Just remember what I ask you to do is I can tell you actually right now. You need to make some photos that I told you, some close up and full shot, just some normal photos where people can recognize you, and presentable, and a little bit of like a bio, writing something about yourself. Sorry guys, I have to give some reason because we are working with him on something. I still have clients who are, you know, dating Slavic women or Eastern European women. Will help. I love doing it because I know it can make a big difference in someone's life. It's very hard to figure out because they're quite different culturally, quite different. A lot of things, some things are in common, but you know. Thanks, USA. One. I'm from up here in Maine. Yeah, hey Maine. Welcome. Well, guys, I'm really disappointed. Wait, why is this? With the shoe. I'm very disappointed. Nobody had calmed me down about the exposure. explosion. About nobody calming me down about the World War III. I don't think that we ever were closer to this. It's really insane. Because let's see, 1962 Caribbean crisis with Kennedy and Khrushchev. I have to give all the points to Khrushchev. Wait, I'm sorry. I apologize to Kennedy for nuclear did not that nuclear have not unfolded in 62 with Cuban, missiles situation. By the way, as far as I know, they are right there looking at Florida. I mean, they showed it a couple months ago that they just right there aiming. But yeah, it was because John Kennedy. I remember studying that in school, and John Kennedy really showed his coolness and his. Unlike Khrushchev, he was such an embarrassment. I remember seeing those. I think it was like a video when he took his shoe and he was beating his shoe on a the stand and saying that "Я покажу вам Кузькину мать." How to even translate it in English? It's like you're gonna see. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You're gonna see the mother of Kuzka, which doesn't make any sense. But that basically means you're gonna see who you're dealing with. I'm glad we hadn't seen what we were dealing with in 1962 because we may not be able to have this conversation, but regardless, I feel that back then it wasn't nearly as heated as it is right now. It was nearly as there was not so much fire around. There was not the world wasn't. It was yes, there was a tension and it was close, but I think right now we are. Back then, U.S. was in a cold war. Now we are in a hot war. There is a hot war, so to speak. There is actual war going on, and I'm really praying that Ukraine will make it to January. I was so excited about the results of election. I'm like, maybe I can just get that half of me back. Maybe people in Ukraine can just wake up and have their going to school, have their kids, going to university, reopen their businesses, getting married, creating families, just living. It's not that just men are lost, not lost, but it's not only the men who are lost, who are hurt, who are losing their limbs, or suffering, but it's broken families, broken, just tears of mothers, all this. And I just hope that I don't know, I'm really concerned if we're going to make it to the January 20th. Because right now I feel that like every hour is the time is ticking now. The time is truly I can almost feel this ticking, ticking. Because it's no longer a joke, it's no longer a conspiracy theory, it's no longer something like that. And I think that even my American friends who tell me, oh, don't worry about it, since I kind of start worrying about it too. Yeah, because it takes a special kind of cold-hearted maniacal mind to keep threatening. I don't think that his threats are empty. I don't think that Putin's threats are empty. I saw that. I hope that it won't happen, but I don't think that they're empty. I absolutely don't think so. And they're already trying things on our land. Those intercontinental ones. God knows what it really was. And I just really hope that we can make it. I thought maybe it would just slow down now because 2 months left, and this old senile, incapable, delusional, delirious guy will just sleep in his house or basement and just kind of like, we de-escalate and wait till, like some people say, adults come to the building, adults come to the White House. But I don't know. I really, I'm really very, very concerned because I was listening to this interview and he was saying that, Putin was saying that, oh, well, we are humanitarian. We're gonna warning to Ukrainian people to leave the area before, if when and if we have to nuke, we're gonna make an announcement. You know, just think that there is no more cruelty. No, it can't get any worse. This is what happens, and I don't know. I don't know. I just can't. I just can't. Uh, Stan. Yeah, Stan. I'm waiting for your comment. I really am. Tell me what do you think about this? If you still have any energy in you left. Thank you for posting. So if you're new and you want to write a message or reach out, there is veronicajima.com. There is also my coffee link. What else do I have? I will post some other stuff. No, I get it, but tell me, what do you think? If nobody wants it, nobody would have those things. If nobody really wants the nuclear stuff, nobody wants those nuclear things. The cost is too great, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel very, very concerned about it. I can tell you right now that I do hope that it doesn't happen. I do hope that a person of stance and confidence and competence will reach out to him and negotiate. I hope that U.S. steps back with the missiles, but I also know that he's completely capable of doing it. Even though the cost is too great, all this, I completely agree because three countries can completely the life of each other, right? And nothing will be left. I completely get it. But for 1 second, I don't think he's not capable of doing it. I know that some people think that he's bluffing, but once again, I don't think so. I want to be wrong, and I want this never to happen. One last thing. Before the war unfolded in Ukraine, I heard here about it. It's steering. So I was calling home my mom, I was calling my friends, and I'm like, what is going on? It was February 2022. I was like, what is going on? We hear that there is, yeah, you're on the verge of the war. You're on the brink of something, horrific. And they were like, psh, politicians. Me being there, growing up there, I could never imagine. So for those who don't know, I grew up in Kiev, Ukraine, which is a central Ukraine. It's also the biggest city and the capital. And when I was in school, in college, in school, I have friends from everybody came to Kiev because best schools, best universities. My friend from the very, very west and like depths of the West Ukraine, that the Ukrainian, unless you speak fluent Ukrainian, you won't even be able to understand. And from very, very east, that borders with Russia, that are completely different. And we really didn't have a problem with each other, obviously. And sometimes we would even not change our languages. Sometimes, I would talk to friends from West Ukraine and I would jump into the dialect, and sometimes I wouldn't. We were really friendly, very friendly to each other. We were different. There are definitely some ethnic differences, some cultural differences, even inside of one country, but not in a biggest nightmare we could ever imagine is that we can go against each other in a full-blown war. That was, if you would say something like this, people would think you're absolutely lying, you're insane, and you're absolutely delusional. And how would you even say, like, it would be unimaginable. Like, it just would not make, even all these years later, just months before the war, days before the war, people were not believing in full-blown war. But for those of you who don't know, the war in Ukraine on the east started in 2014. So right now, not 3 years of the war, it's really 10 years of the war. It just, that was like a local one on the east side, which was also mind-blowing. But even with a local war, I mean local, mean the war on the east side, people did not believe for a second that it would be a full-blown, full-scale war. Nobody not, like, I mean, from normal people who are not into into politics, just normal people. So yeah, it's just absolute insanity. And oh, hi, guess who's having a nuclear war anxiety over here? I understand that this is not such an easy, not something that even this crazy person would jump, this, like, I know that it could be, it may appear tame, but I think, I really think that escalating the conflict doesn't help in this situation. Yeah, my friends recently have their houses burned down. Not too close friends, but like acquaintances, and things have been really intensified. And just when all of us believe that we have a person who is ready to speak for peace, who is done with nonsense, just like, they just got to, it's like you're almost dead, just go. And I understand that there are people behind this. I understand, there are people behind our current president, the current one. But it's just like, what are you doing? You really have to set the world on fire. You really need to put a threat for everyone. If you think that you're gonna gain something with that, or whoever stand behind that. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I do understand they are trying to they're trying to sabotage and like ruin things for Trump, but it's like, at what price? At what are you gonna do it? Like, at cost of your own national security, at cost of things starting exploding. I don't know. John, hello. Oh my gosh. Deep breaths. Yeah, I'm trying. I can't. I really want to go back to my relationship insights and stuff like that, and emotional intelligence and communication advice, and I really need to go back to that. But I don't know. I'm so nervous about this. He's not bluffing. If the current administration in Kiev is not changed, Ukraine cannot ever be in NATO. A government friendly with the West and Russia will be tolerated. Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, he's not bluffing. I completely agree with you. Thank you for writing your comment, because it is he's not joking or flirting, like playing with it. It's not anymore. And if the current administration, if in Kiev is not changed, but also if our administration in US keep doing what they do, and striking inside of the Russia, do they deserve that? Do they? It doesn't. People of both did not deserve to be suffering because of oligarchs fighting. No, but do they deserve to have some loss as a country to feel what it is? Maybe in some world, in some ways, but for me it's a no. I talked about this before. I don't want. I'm like Donald Trump. I want for people to stop dying, and if somebody needs to go, how cool that would be if presidents fail on democracy, if they fail on on diplomacy, they think they need to go to full-blown war. Why don't they, like, like in this amphitheater where we can watch them, like, what, this guy Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Why don't just go, Biden and Putin, like Zelensky, and like we all will watch, and the strongest win. Why do we have to pay with people's lives, with all of this? I know it's a rhetorical question, but I'm just saying, this is not a joke this time. Thanks, John, because like most people I know right now, they're kind of like, yeah, they just intensifying it for the news, for the views. I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't. And unless right now someone call and take in order to de-escalate, to stop those long-range missiles into Russia and all of that, unless they backtrack it, I feel that it can go to extremely dangerous levels. I know I need to be getting my beauty sleep, but oh, I'll go back again to the 1991 agreement. Come east, and that actually was 1994. But yeah, 1991 the Soviet Union fell apart. 1994 NATO was supposed to not move east, and US was supposed to guarantee security to Ukraine, and Russia was supposed to guarantee territory in order for Ukraine give up their nuclear power. So Ukraine gives, I remember that when I was in school, and I was thinking, why we have to give up? I was too young to really, understand this, but I was wondering, I thought it was kind of noble in a way that we are giving up our nuclear power, but I didn't understand the why. Well, we all do. They had to give up their, they planned this in 1991, 1994, to be able to take the territory back, especially Crimea. Crimea was always the hot topic, always, and they could not take it back. They tried, and Ukraine just wouldn't give it back. Uh, but yeah, let me read. NATO doesn't come east, and Russia will not go west. Yeah, there was buffer zone, and sorry, Ukraine isn't. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but there is such a profound lesson in this. The lesson is, don't ever compromise your safety and your armor for a promise. That has just stood up to me because I remember, those agreements. It was pretty cool, I guess, back in time. I remember studying those agreements and the promise, the, US promise of security and protection, Russia promise of respect Ukraine's borders. And it's like, not in politics, not in personal relationship, never give somebody your power away, never give somebody the keys, of your well-being, because the moment you are not doing something in their favor, um, the moment you depend, when somebody wants to have the control, like a control kit, of you. It's a very dangerous operation. Give you freedom for a promise. Don't give you protection for a promise. John is saying, yes, thank you. You have to have an army and defense. Yeah, well, Ukraine had its nuclear left from Soviet times. So it was third largest. If we would have that, this wouldn't be a situation because you're not gonna mess with. Now it's like we are undressed, we are naked, literally, like unarmed. That's why, they can get away with everything that they're doing. You know, that's just such a profound lesson to me. Just in general in life. And it's funny because my dad used to teach me about that as well. But in a relationship with men, in relationship with men in terms of just being not to trust someone, but never never put in a situation where somebody can harm you. Never give up the bird in your hand for the two still in the tree. Yeah, we have one. We have no. Better a small bird in your hands than two big ones in the sky. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I would like to sometime have somebody over, and I don't know. I'm really trying to think what I'm gonna do with the channel. I feel like there's so many videos already about love and relationships and things like that. I don't know. This situation, with the war and everything, really just dynamics of many things, and yeah. Well, I'll have to figure it out. I'm gonna try to come up and with different things and topics. First of all, hopefully my technical part will get better soon. By the way, if you want to support me, whatever I get from the coffee site or PayPal or Cash App or anything like that is gonna go toward the new equipment for the live, so it won't be glitch. I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway, but I just want you to know that any contributions, if you feel like, will go toward the quality of the video, not anything else at this moment, at least. And oh, by the way, what did I just do? Just a second, guys. Okay, let's see. I want to thank a few people. Elizabeth, hello. Yeah, I even put like a little hole in there. Yes. I used to have a camera. How many of you remember me walking with a cam? Yeah, we're about to wrap up because it's 11 p.m. But just a second, I'm gonna go to my coffee site. Yeah, I got some of you who doesn't know. I don't know what I said on this live. What did I do? I don't know exactly. But I got demonetized on my channel. That's why you cannot send a super chat or anything like that. But it could be my fault. I think I must have not followed the guidelines. I don't know. All right, so I want to say thank you to some people who are just one second. Okay, I apologize. I apologize. Yeah, I want to say thank you to Leo Dean Sanchez. Thank you so much for supporting me on this coffee site. Thank you KZ for supporting me. To Leo again. Thank you. Wait. Thank you Elizabeth. Of course. Thank you Stan. Who else? Let's see. I don't know why I cannot see this. Okay, just one second. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining the discussion. If you can call it discussion, I don't know. But sometimes, I feel like sometimes I personally like watching live videos because like good communication, it feels like connection. I absolutely love watching lives myself. I don't know. I like that it's not scripted. I like come and reach out to their audience. You know, I really like that. Yeah. Well, why can't I see everything here? Yeah, I want to say thank you to Kaiser, Jason, David, Elizabeth, Stan, and everybody. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We'll see what we're gonna do once again. Let's survive this next couple of months, and it will be great. It's so nice to living on this planet Earth, even with all this mess. You know, I saw I saw someone's comment under the Russia threat, Russia nuclear threat comment. Somebody wrote, "Wow, it was nice living on this planet." Like, you know, there were some sarcastic comments. You know, that was nice. Hopefully, hopefully that just like in '92, we will have a leader soon enough that will make the right phone call, will show cool, will de-escalate. Um, Maybe before he's in the office, will de-escalate right at this moment. Will do something that will stop the evil, because there is no reason to have crazy risks. There is no reason to put people in. Everything was ever created. You know, lives of our children, our everything. Put all of this at risk. I mean, how sick you need to be, man. Elizabeth, thank you. Maybe I should make an ASMR, you know, when you just whisper and tell, you know, read some fairy tales. Let me read something. Sorry, Elizabeth, let me read your message. Good night, my dear. Remember, I'm always here for you if you want to chat. Stream your anxiety out to me, huh? I will be awake anytime. Yeah, no. Thanks, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. No, like so much, you know, here on YouTube channel, you don't like to watch it, you clip, you know. I don't like to put my frustration on people because it's so negative. I mean, it's just I would rather open like some vintage channel and be in my furs and candles and fairy tales. Like I would much rather live in a dreamland than think about this. In fact, I have candles and all the pretty things. I was actually working on my shop because you know, it's Christmas time. I don't know if the situation will affect, you know, people shopping, but I to you know, I try to create beautiful things for my clients, for people who are looking for gifts and, you know, just things like that, and create some Instagram, you know, create reels and things like that. So I really love creating. I love fairy tales. I love all this. If you know me at all, or if you know me in person, you know. But unfortunately, sometimes I have to wake up from my beautiful dream world to the stupid reality. But anyway, guys, what do you tell to yourself? Like it's gonna be okay? Oh no. I guess my only answer is some whiskey. I got you guys, okay? Nobody came and calm me down. Alright, alright, alright. Alright then. That's how you have become. Oh, I'm just kidding. But time to restock on some whiskey bottles. Alright guys. Thank you so much for joining my spontaneous conversation. If you watch later and you have a comment for for us over here, please comment. Let us know. Let us know where you take your inspiration. I hope you have a beautiful and relaxing weekend. And create your own microclimate in your family with your close people or by yourself, whatever your plans is. That's what I do sometimes. This is my, I'm gonna give you my antidote world is in my house, in my favorite spaces in my house. I create like a total escape from reality. It's just candles, roses, chandeliers, just like beautiful, like I like beautiful things. I'll show you some I maybe film in more beautiful area next time. But yes, I feel surrounding yourself with people and just give some warmth, some love and support, and just really connecting, not being on your phones, meaning, not escaping the conversations, but just being with people, uh, just having this close contact with people, I think helps, and just creating a peaceful environment inside of you and in your home. I think that's probably helps, getting out to see beautiful things, mingle, to make yourself just not to make yourself forget, but to that's what I also to change the focus. Of course, I'm a woman, so for me, bring me to some of my favorite shops and I will forget about the nuclear threat. It's for an hour. I wish I could forget about it. World is crazy. We are trying to deal with a clown show. Yes, Anthony. Oh, yes. Intelligent mastery of oneself. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing, studying. I have a Spanish lesson I have to do till 12. Um, Studying, reading. By the way, talking about reading, this is a great book, if you have, I don't know, if you have, if you talking about intelligent mastery of oneself, book by Robert Greene. It says, I don't know if you can read it, the 33 Strategies of War. I love Robert Greene. For me, he is a living legend. I love him so much. I would love to come and see him live. If you don't know him, check him out. I love listening to him. I love his voice. He's so calming. He's so extremely intelligent, and he explains very complex concepts in a very digestible way. And he's just brilliant. He's a living legend to me. And very many, but yes, so 33 Strategies of War, that's a great book. I have a lot of female books, different creative books, but I think for men this is a great book. Anthony saying video of summary of it multiple. Yeah, well, summary. When you read some examples and things like that. But still, let's see my other book. Wait, don't fall. Wait, it's a bit. I just picked it up from the library. I got actually for my son. Yeah, it's just Victory in Europe D-Day. Yeah, I have some masculine over here, but I read them too. It's about D-Day. D-Day to D-Day to VE Day in full color. And then I have some girly stuff. Anyway, au revoir. I actually have to get up pretty early. Thank you guys for coming. And yeah, if you have something to say, something inspiring to say, I would say this, that I do hope that a doubt gets in a building before it blows, before it explodes, before the volcano erupts. We desperately need an adult in the building. That is for sure. I do hope that things are heated up so much that somebody has to stop. Over here, us over here, them over there, and so we can continue experience. Cooler heads will prevail. Yes. With that being said, cooler heads, cooler minds, and some strategic thing, and man with a plan. And God should save us all. I hope so. I hope so. For our children. They don't deserve this. And for us as well. You know, we still have things to live and to experience. Alright guys, have a good night. I don't know if we had calmed down, but at least we had a bit of a moment of connection. So sleep easy. It gets better, may worse, may get worse, but will get much better. Universal consciousness is winning. I hope so, yes. Good night. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon, and let's keep our spirits up. A place for a miracle.